if I'm perfectly on time.
So we're looking into step 2, the cleanup webhook logs backfill, why it failed this morning in production. And we're about halfway through the conversation because I didn't start record. So anyway, Giannis, you were saying?
Yeah. So those jobs were in the middle of the table. So they were around 567,000. Their IDs were around 567,000. And this table has 1,100,000,000, so around 560 million.
Can we look at the created at timestamp for those records, just roughly where that is? I think the retention policy would expire anything older than 3 months, if I'm not mistaken.
No. Yeah, they're close to the retention, but far also. So they are away by 70 million from the minimum ID.
So they are not subject to being cleaned up by the retention policy.
I assume. So the minimum ID is 534 million. And those jobs that I can see here, the last ones that we processed were around all over the place of 500 million. Yeah, some were close to the minimum, some were above the minimum by 50, 60, 70 million.
Can you share that data somewhere, if you have it, like the ranges for the jobs?
Yeah, just do a okay. I will update the issue so that we can discuss there. But I agree, maybe it's like that, maybe it's not. It's strange that we had twice failures on those ones, to tell you the truth. So if webhook logs, if the prune worker was processing those IDs more than a week ago, processing them again this week, today it's pretty weird, isn't it?
We do know that the retention policy has problems, like it's configured to clean up everything older than 3 months, but in reality, we're not able to do that.
No, we're
starting over.
We're at July.
Right, so much more than that. So it's not unlikely that it might hit and try things twice.
Maybe, hopefully that's the problem and we're done.
Just one information now. I found out that inserts on the nodes were generating problems. The timeout, the main timeout was inserted on the table nodes. It makes sense for you?
I bet that there was another issue that, so I bet that there was something else and this one. And hopefully on our side, it was what Andrea says, or maybe not, but we can clearly see also from what from the Kibana graph, how the time was increasing during peak times.
Okay. Yeah, just spot checking real quick for one of the batches that failed. The created at timestamp is all 12/28/2020, which would be 3 months basically.
What's the ID?
I don't know. It's just I just picked one of the jobs that failed, and then just picked like the first 100 records in that batch that failed, and they're all late December, which is 3 months.
No, I think that we have way back before that. Select min created that from Sorry.
Yeah, I'm also seeing that. So I'm looking at the record from August, basically, that was part of those jobs that would also have been cleaned up. So maybe something we can try, if we can spot that, is do we also see deletes on webhook logs timing out at that around that time.
We have to check, yeah. So yeah, the earliest records on webhook logs are from the start of August the 3rd. And for example, those are, and the one that Patrick talks about is way off that. And the one that you are discussing about, Andreas, when was it?
No, it's also from August.
Yeah, that one maybe it's related, maybe not.
My last comment on this. For what I see here, the second statement as well that is timing out is an update on the issues table. Was not even on the webhook for what I see, but just adding to what I'm finding here, okay?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's still weird. Even if we are at a peak and we have issues, those issues affecting the webhook logs, copying from the webhook logs and causing them to take 15 seconds. With the exception if we are completely strained. So we were, yeah. Okay, so where should we use the incident issue or should we create a new one so that we can share those? What do you think?
I'm updating the incident issue with information there.
Okay, let's use that. Okay, okay. We can add our also our notes. Let me ping Andreas and Pat. Andreas, do you have the issue? Okay.
Yes, I should have it.
Okay.
Sorry, what issue?
Continue.
The incident issue.
Oh,
I'll put it in the agenda.
Yeah.
It's down here. All right, so Giannis, you're gonna look into that.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I have to also respond to Yorick. What did you ask me?
You're gonna follow up on the research on this one, or do you need someone else to take it on?
No, we have to do it. I have to do it. We have to do it. Everybody has to do it. I will do so.
Okay.
Sorry.
But from the approach, are we all in agreement about this? Like, if we don't see any suspicious I/O saturation, CPU saturation, or anything like that, it should be in the direction of like some locking situation or something that is blocking those queries, and it's not necessarily related to load on the system other than traffic that's coming in, causing locks potentially.
So if it is a webhook log, the webhook log prune service, how do we call it? I think that we should turn it off for self-hosted. So we should push an update to turn it off so that we don't have the same issue for self-hosted instances, if you want my opinion. So when this runs, we don't have the same issues on self-hosted, because if it is lock updates, we could have the same problem.
Yeah. So just turn it off during migration.
I don't know. We have to think about it. But if it's not, we have to figure out what happens there. For sure, I don't think that. So another discussion there is whether we should update our helpers for partitioning and other helpers as well to receive a different subbats, so that we run those with subbats of 500 instead of 2,500. I don't believe that the bat size is the problem, but
I think before we jump to those solutions, let's make sure we understand why this happened, right? I mean, I think it's likely that it's a locking situation somewhere if we don't see any saturation. But let's first figure that out, right?
yeah, you asked.
So kind of, this could be nothing maybe, but the fact that you were seeing records from August in the table. So looking back, I don't see any recent timeouts for the prune webhooks, but there's a bunch from right around August timeframe. So it's possible that the prune process was running then, was timing out, wasn't cleaning up those records. So those records from that August timeframe just sort of got left ever since somehow. Maybe I don't know. I mean, that's sort of conjecture, but it's interesting that the last timeouts are all from the same time as the data we're seeing in the database, other than the ones that we're seeing from late December, which would be cleaned up normally because they're hit the 90-day threshold.
All right. Jose, is there anything else you need from us at the moment? I didn't see anything on the infradev issues that were not assigned.
No, just finishing, adding a comment on the last chat here. Andreas, I'm adding a log from logs from the last hours. And yeah, we had some spikes in the last hour. So I think it's a good thing for us to investigate. I'm just adding the initial query on the issue, okay? And
thanks.
going back, Craig, like, awesome. Craig, like the main thing I'm working now is on the upgrade. We are getting data there and trying to make it happen. Like it was postponed, it will be this Sunday and they postponed it to the 17th. So we have 2 weeks more.
Mhm.
I'm still working some slow queries, providing some inputs when I can, okay?
Okay, yep. Thank you, Jose.
Thank you. I will drop off to other call, okay?
Yes, see ya.
See you, bye-bye.
Yeah, so we'll need some on-call coverage during the upgrade. They've asked for people to be available while the upgrade's happening. So probably follow the sun, have Andreas around, and then Pat or Giannis, however we need to coordinate it. But it's the weekend of the 17th and 18th. And as I get more details on when they want people available, I'll let you all know. But I haven't heard specifics yet. They just want to know that someone's available in case something goes wrong.
Do we have a target time for the upgrade already?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right.
I will find out. All right, retros due this week. I think some people have already started contributing to it. Thanks. I talked to Cross last night. It's official, so he's going to be working with us through 1311 at 50%. He's got some work that he needs to finish up with his team. And then after 1311, he'll be with us full time. I've asked him to start getting up to speed on the primary key migration efforts. He was concerned when I put on there that when we put on there that he'll also be working, anybody that helps with this headcount reset will be working on operational issues. And he said, you know, he was concerned. He said, I don't have permissions on those servers or anything. And I clarified that operational was more inbound requests. It wasn't actually, like, as he put it, DBA type of work. So it was answering incoming issues for help on queries, on optimizations. I gave him some examples that Pat's worked on in the past where a customer tried to upgrade from one version to another, and there were some issues that he had to investigate because they dropped a column or they renamed an index or something. I can't remember. So I gave him some operational examples that we've encountered in the past, and he was relieved on that one. So maybe we need to change the wording so it doesn't say operational, because that means different things to different people. But he's gonna catch up on the primary key work that Pat's doing. Said he'd reach out to Pat at some point in time. Pat and Kraz, you two have probably like a 2-hour overlap in Kraz's morning and at the very end of Pat's day. So you should be able to sync up over the next few days. And if any issues come in, feel free to start assigning to him where we need some help from him. All right, speaking of issues, billboard. Let me share my screen. Cannot find the right screen. Hang on a sec. All right. I closed this one out because we are not going to take advantage of the downtime because they're going to try and keep it as tight as they can for the PG upgrade. Andreas, you had this one issue here in closed.
Yeah, no, that was a false start. Never mind about it. I tried summarizing something, but I closed it early.
Okay. Just going to clear off these flags so they don't show up anymore. This one in review. Is this done now?
We don't have a column for waiting to be deployed.
But it's done now, right?
Let's see. It should be done. Yeah, I will update accordingly after this incident is done. I'm still the release manager. Yeah, I have to check.
Sorry, I'm getting pinged on 416 now, so I'm going to send them our notes. Database testing to maintainers, Andreas.
There is no update, really.
We're just awaiting feedback on this one.
Yes, I'm getting a bit more feedback. And there is a follow-up issue still with the container registry that's not cleaning up automatically, and that's on the left side somewhere, which is a dependency for this to roll out wider, basically.
Okay. Next one.
Yeah, this is something I pushed another change, which hopefully fixes the MR, so we can drop the model, and then in the second change, dropping the table, doing that on the sides, basically.
Okay. Is this one done? I thought it was.
Yeah, we are waiting for the deployment to finalize. So we are not closing issues before they are deployed to production. So yeah, this is the deployment today. We did not have deployments since Thursday or Wednesday. So a lot of things are deployed right now in production.
Okay.
Do we have the workflow verification column on the board? Because we can move them into that.
Yeah, maybe we can move them there.
Oh, okay, we have many.
Yeah, we have so many.
Okay. No, as in many columns, maybe we can remove some that we don't need here.
We don't need the scheduling. No. And we have validated problems that are in our build. And we have planned for those.
So is production where it should be? Nope.
Yeah, in this case, deployments to staging were also blocked. So that's why otherwise we move them to staging before they go to production. So now those issues will be on the staging column, and we will move them to production and close them once they are done.
Okay, so move this to staging, or did you say it's still blocked in staging?
No, they are the staging deployments happened earlier. So now we are blocked. Oh my God! I hope that no. Those issues were not on the staging servers. Those issues were on the production. Move the webhook logs also to production, and we will have to make sure that everything works.
Okay. And then step one for events. Pat?
Yeah, I really hope that one is going to be merged today. It's the final round of reviews right now, I think.
Okay. Andreas.
Yeah, that's the dependency I was talking about. That's still not working.
All right, Pat?
Yeah, that one I'm starting on, or been working on the last week or so, is the follow-up migration helpers for once the backfill is done.
Mm-hmm. And then this was added to Cross overnight, looks like, or maybe previously.
I sent it to him.
Yep.
We have a proposal there, and I was working on that me and Pat. So this is just wrapping the discussion, and he will be able to check some of the things with partition helpers. So that's why I sent it to him.
Okay. Anything else to cover on this board? All right, take that as a no.
Yeah, I have gone through that. We are pretty fine. One question I have there: do we leave those issues at the database triage on purpose, or should I remove them?
I'm sorry, say that again.
We have some query performance investigation, so I removed as many as possible, but there are still some. Should we remove them now that they are assigned to people?
Yep.
Okay.
I can take care of that if you want to focus on other things.
No, I don't want to focus on anything. No worries. I have moved almost everything. I have left 2 or 3 there, so most have been moved, and everything else has been addressed.
Okay.
Or is that actively addressed? We are actively addressing it.
Yep. Okay. That's it for the agenda. Any other topics to cover today?
I had one question. So given that I'm back from vacation, I'm still catching up. Is there anything that I can currently do that would support you in your ongoing efforts to sort of shoulder some of the load? I try to sort of find where I'm most useful in some of those things. And I think honestly, at the moment, it doesn't feel like there's much that I can contribute specifically, but if there is something, please do let me know.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. One thing I'd say is I'm getting pinged on the incident, so just keep updating the issue because I've just pointed everybody there. So
on that, I was having a look around in Kibana while the meeting was ongoing. It looks to me like the pruning job is failing. Yeah, is that known?
That's exactly what Andreas was asking. So if you have a link, it will be amazing if you can add it in the investigation.
Yeah, okay. I'll push it. It's hitting a query timeout by the looks of things.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much.
all right. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Right.
Oh.